have a lot going on right now, as always. I know I can't remember. I think it's been a couple months since my last live. Um, yeah, I've got my hands full here, as you can see. I've got some babies in my arms, and yeah, lots to update you guys on. And I'm also curious to hear how you guys are doing. I know there's so many things going on in the world right now too. A lot of uncertainty, but that's always right. It's constantly a plot twist, if you will, about all the things going on. So let's see. Just wait a little bit more, and I will show off the babies and update you on everything that's going on. Um, Hello, Doug. How are you? You're the first one to make it here. I was just saying, I got a lot. There's a lot, I'm sure, going on with you guys. And a lot going on with me. And I think it's been a couple months since I last did a live. Yes, there's puppies here. My dog had babies. This is Daisy Rose. I'm trying to hold her up without anyone falling or dropping anyone. This is Daisy Rose. She's going to my brother in Calgary and my sister-in-law. So I'm gonna do a road trip out there next week, I believe, through the Coquihalla Highway. Hello, Blue Flyer. 6 people made it so far. They're like, what? I'm on time? What? I didn't delay it? I know. So yes, this is her. She's just a sweetheart. She's the firstborn. And then there's a bear. Oh, that's a bear. Oh, hello, Tony. This is Bear. He is looking for a home still. So he's our boy, and he's second born. He's a sweetheart. He likes to nurse my ears, and he's already. What are you? You're a sweetheart, right? Yeah, I know. We want to kiss right away, and he likes to follow me wherever I go. And then this one is Tiny Teddy. He is a teacup, and yeah, he's toy poodles, because they're so small, they are not ready to go at 8 weeks. They need 10 to 12 weeks. So this one we are still feeding by hand, and just make sure that he thrives, because he's so small compared to his siblings, and so he doesn't really get a chance to get in there, and mom doesn't really want to feed him anymore because they now have teeth, because they're about 8 weeks now or so. Hello, Inner Mystic from Long Island, New York. Yeah, so I just thought I'd introduce the puppies, because they're gonna be, Daisy Rose is going soon, so I just wanted to have a video of all of them here. And yeah, I know, you're hungry again, huh? So look at like this size comparison. Yep, don't fall, Bear. So anyway, I'm gonna put them down, but I just wanted to explain. Hello, Inner Mystic. Just a second, bear with me. Okay, you're all right? Gotta be very careful. And you. And then I have the cats that are also babysitting them as well too. So I know it's a surprise that I actually, who's surprised that I didn't delay or push the live out this time, and that I'm right on time. Yeah, it's been such a while. I think it's been a couple months since we last talked, and there's so much going on, and I'd love to hear how you guys are doing too, and what's been on your minds lately. I know there's like so much uncertainty in the world, but that's always the case, right? It's just full of plot twists and twists and turns, and just constantly keeping you on the edge of your seat. But not to worry. I hope you're not worried. Yeah, and I'm going to be traveling again soon. I've been doing really well with these patches. They've been just phenomenal. They've changed my life pretty much. And my mom has noticed more and more new things. Not only has she not had any migraines still, and isn't doing this anymore. I'm going to be doing a video with her too at some point. And yes, so it's also, I think I have a video where I shared everything about what they did. So I just want to kind of stick to what's new. And if you want to know more about these patches, you can watch the video where I share about them. And I believe that's in Lou Martin's video. But if you want to know, yeah, just let me know. I'll answer whatever questions. But the latest thing with her that I haven't shared yet is that after 5 months of wearing these patches, she now can read without glasses, fine print. So that's a neat thing, how it's just repairing the eyes. Um, and yeah, I actually earned an all expenses paid trip to Mexico, Punta Mita, with the company. I've never earned anything before, so I really am, of course, ecstatic, not sure what to think of it, and want to bring as many people with me. I'd like the idea with this company that I can work with all of you if you want to. No pressure. I'm not going to sell you. I hate sales, actually. I really do. But I do love to share things I'm passionate about. And I don't usually get compensated for it. I just do it because I feel intuitively I need to know. I feel like, what do people need right now? What can I offer them, or what can benefit from them? If you're interested in the patches, message me personally at jessicamystic@gmail.com, and I will give you my purchasing link, and I will send you a bit more information, and we can have a conversation about them, okay? But they're phenomenal. They, like I said, they really helped my mom with her migraines. I have to be careful with what I say here live. They've also helped to reverse her. Okay, fine. I'll go into it. I wasn't going to go into it, but I'll just say really quickly. So I don't know if you guys remember or are aware, but my mother used to do this for the last 7 years nonstop. We thought it was Parkinson's. The doctor said she was never going to get rid of it. But what it actually was neurological damage from all those years of suffering with migraines and not being able to sleep. And like, my mom's had migraines for 5 decades, okay? So that's my whole life. I'm 42 now, and as a kid, I grew up with my mom begging me to decapitate her because she was in so much pain. And I actually became a healer to help my mom. And turns out I could help everyone but my mom, which was really, really hard. And I brought her to every healer and practitioner, everything I could think of. You can think of, you can suggest. People know me on my social media that I've always was asking for, what can I do to help my mom with these migraines? And nothing's worked. And she would have them for every 3 days, for 3 days, in which she couldn't eat, sleep, and hold anything down. I remember that as if it was yesterday, because that was pretty much my life growing up. Among with all the other things that's happened that you guys are aware of from my things that I've shared online and with Project Camelot. So it's been really rough. And I don't know if you know what it's like to grow up with someone suffering that you love so much and feel so damn helpless. And my mom gave up pretty much in anything helping her, but I didn't. I knew that someday something would be able to help. I mean, it took a long time, right? She's 72 now, but I really got my mom's full back, like her life back. She's just, we can be friends, we can hang out. She's not sick all the time. She can't do this or that, or I don't have the energy anymore. All these kind of things that I'm used to hearing. So, yeah, these patches, they helped her with that. I have to be careful again with what I say. She was getting Alzheimer's. She was also forgetting her plants. And if you remember the tour of her garden, she has hundreds, if not thousands, of plants. Thanks to me, I like to spoil her with plants. She was forgetting them. And now after patching, she not only remembers them all, but also the Latin names have come back. And they also helped her to survive a deadly fall, because what they do is they reverse your age and rejuvenate your stem cells. And so when you fall in your 70s, what usually happens is you break your hip, you get pneumonia, and you die. And that's because your bones are so brittle that you just don't have a chance when you fall. And that's because of your stem cells. So by the time we reach about age 30, our body makes 60% less stem cells, and that's why we feel tired, sore, and old. The older we get, it makes less and less. So by the time we get to 70, where we have 10%, only 10% stem cells left that are active, when you fall, your bones are so brittle, that's it, right? So, but in her case, they were strong. We didn't know they were doing that because you can't feel your bones getting stronger For some people are like, well, I don't know if it's working. I don't know if I'm noticing anything. Well, you don't know. Maybe it's strengthening your bones, like my mom found out, but she didn't realize that until she fell. And then also how quickly she recovered and repaired. But I'm not here just to talk about these kind of things. I want to talk about other stuff as well. Let me just see here. Why was your message hidden for some reason? Strange. I have, every time I do a live, everything changes on here and how it works. But I think that's okay. So I'm going to share that. Which one to choose as far as the different patches. Again, PM me. I will explain to you everything. How about how they work and the different kinds of patches, but really everyone starts with X39, I'd suggest, because it does everything that all the patches do. The other ones are for very specific things that you may want to work on, but because with the X39, you don't know what it's going to do or what it's going to work on. But anyway, when we first put the patch on my mom, she stopped shaking immediately and she hasn't had a migraine since. Her memories come back, and all these incredible things. So she's a one patch wonder. Not everyone is. People need sometimes a few days, a few weeks, a few months. The longer you wear it, the more things you notice that are pretty neat. For me, I lost weight. You know what, you guys, in some ways, I have so many videos that I haven't shared with you that I'm meaning to put up on YouTube. They're bikini videos and stuff like that. Because I lost so much weight, I sometimes get shy to be on camera, like, and insecure because of this weight I gained. I was like 188 and I went down to 166 and I'm still going down. And so I was really proud. So I was doing all these videos in a bikini up on my Facebook and stuff like that, which I keep meaning to put up on here. And it will be a different side of me I haven't seen before, let's put it that way. And also something I noticed with these patches is that I don't burn in the sun. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I absolutely hate sunblock. I refuse to wear it. I'd rather burn any day than wear the sunblock. And so I was out in Mexico, which is another thing I've got to update you guys about. I just was wearing a bikini every day for 3 weeks straight, and a hat and sunglasses, none of that kind of stuff, because I don't like to block out from the sun. I like to communicate with the sun, even though the sun is not technically the sun right now. As I think some of you guys might notice that the sun is now white. And also, I don't know if you guys are aware that farmers who have sunflowers on their farm, sunflowers always face the sun. But lately they haven't been doing that. They've been facing just the opposite. So that's kind of interesting. That tells you something about a lot of things that are afoot going on as the matrix is collapsing, basically. So that's a side tangent, which always happens every time I do a live with you. I go off in a different direction of what I'm trying to say. But anyway, the point was I wasn't wearing a hat or sunglasses and 3 weeks straight in the sun, and I didn't burn. And I know, and I heard it was because of the patches that they can do that, and I didn't believe that, and now I see that it does do that because I'm proof of that. And another thing that they've done is help me with my emotions, particularly at certain times where us ladies are not the most pleasant to be around, and I have a lot of pain during that time too. And so anything to do with anxiety, depression, panic attacks, PTSDs. I don't have any of those things, but I've seen it do wonders with things like that as well. So again, if you're interested in the patches, email me, jessicamystic@gmail.com, or find me on Facebook. I'm wearing the red sexy dress on Facebook because I have different profiles I've put up, and that's just because when I lost my profile for a while, I didn't know if I would have to rely on that other one, but now I think I have to deactivate that one because I see a lot of people have added me there and are wondering like why I'm not responding, and I respond to everyone as best I can. Oh, thank you guys, you're so sweet. I have to go through here and look at all your comments. So start with X39 or X49, X39. But again, like I have to send you guys my purchasing link if you guys want to get it from me and support me. Your mom is 89. How is she doing? For me, the patches are mostly for like loved ones, but I'm wearing them too now and exploring and enjoying the benefits of that. And also the business, like, so regarding the business side and how I ended up earning the trip, well, aside from just patching my mom for the first time and noticing this incredible thing, these like differences with her immediately, I shared that, and people know me, that I've been sharing this, and they trust me. They know I would never sell or share anything that I don't believe in fully. And yeah, so my mom, okay, wait, back up. I was working in video games. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was working on a game called, I don't think you guys heard of it. It's very small. It's called Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm being totally sarcastic there. Everyone's heard. It's like been around for 30 years. And gory, horrible, ooh, Matrix kind of a game of distraction and desensitization. And well, actually, they have this option at the company that if you can find a really good employee, they'll pay you $700 bonus. And at every company I've worked at, they've had this option, and I've always found the perfect person for the job, because hey, it's not me for sure. I'm bad at working at 9 to 5. I really am. I just it's just not me. I can't be a cog in the system or have a boss or anything like that. I can't stand the politics and all the control and gossip and the get your shot and all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm so happy I got it. Oh, now I'm really sick. Okay, well, duh. But anyway, so a lot of things. Anyway, I found the perfect employee. I got the bonus, but then they also did not continue my contract and gave it to them. Surprise, surprise. Now that actually has happened. Ooh, I've been to now 7 or 8 different studios, and I think that's happened almost at every single one I've been at. And so I should kind of take a hint from the universe, hey, that I shouldn't be doing 9 to 5, but I wanted to work on that muscle of mine. And honestly, after like everything that happened with Diego and EOF, I didn't believe I could do what I was doing before, because I was just so messed up in my mind about all these play gently with each other about just you know spirituality and skepticism and critical thinking and all that kind of stuff. So it took me a bit to get my mind back from that situation, as you guys are aware of as well, that I shared. Oh, okay, I'm scrolled up and I didn't catch up with all your comments here. Oh, thank you. These are just compliments. So anyway, I should take a hint that, yeah, every time that happens, the universe doesn't want me doing these kind of work. But anyway, I was on EI, and my mother wanted the biggest pack with the patches. She's the most frugal person I know. She just does. She's always like, no, don't spend your money, save your money, kind of a thing. And yeah, she just sincerely asked for me to get the biggest pack for her. She didn't want to be without them. And like I said, I couldn't afford it, but I got it for her, and I ended up making the full amount back by the end of the month. And before I knew it, this started to be an income source for me, and in which I don't need to go back and work. And now I've earned the trip to Mexico, the all expenses paid trip, for 2 actually. So I'm probably gonna bring my mom, but I don't know yet how that's gonna work with all the fur babies we have here. I don't know if you guys know how many fur babies I have in this house. Do you guys know how many? Including all the puppies that I just showed you? Take a guess. And then think about how many cats I have in this house too. So it's a little bit tricky to have everybody in the house leave. Very close, yeah. Almost. I gotta quickly do it to check. Okay, I think I know. So there's 6 cats and now 5 dogs. All right, 3 puppies. There's Blossom and Peaches. Come here. Come say hi. Come. Or you want to look after the babies? I can show you, but it's quite messy, and there's like towels and socks everywhere that they've stolen. Come here. Come say hi. And then this is Auntie Peaches. Come here, you fart. Come. She doesn't want to come to me right now. She doesn't want to be on camera. She's camera shy. So anyway, that's kind of how it happened, and it's interesting how like the universe sort of just provided something new for me to do, something that allows me to have my freedom to be able to travel again. So the next thing that happened shortly after hitting manager, also in the first month, which is ranking up, I was invited to go to Texas for the company's conference. And I didn't know anything about the company. I've never done any kind of work like this. This is network marketing, direct marketing, helping your friends 9, 10. Are you still guessing how many animals there are? So if there's 6 cats and 5 dogs, that is how many? 11? 11 animals are in this house. Um, yeah. um, okay, I will find you and I will add you after this and we can talk about the patches. Send me a private message too and just say, hey, I want to know about the patches, and I will get back to you and help you get set up. And they're wonderful for your loved ones, and it's a nice business as well, or a way to have a side income, just to supplement and come on trips with me, come travel with me. I'd love to have you guys. That's also why I'm going to travel again too, so I can meet all you guys in person, because that's just something that's just always happened. Whenever I travel, I meet my soul family. It's something that, like, I see it as, even though it seems like we're all scattered all over the world, we truly are in one room, and we're wearing these VR helmets, and we're discussing about our avatar and our incarnation on Earth and how we're going to meet and find each other in the physical. And sometimes I can tap in on those conversations and discussions in the dream realm. Oh, that's another really cool thing about the patches is I used to lucid dream a lot, because I work with you guys in your dreams. But as we get older and as we get stuck in a lot of matrix things, we can lose these abilities for a bit. Temporary. Everything's temporary as far as I see it. It's not gone forever or anything like that. Things take little breaks, or it's like boomerangs for us. But the patches help for me to lucid dream again as well, which is really cool. So there's so many things that they do. They're like Swiss Army knife technology as far as that's how I see it. I can't talk because they just do everything. If you can name it, they can do it. They can help anyone with anything given enough time. So yeah, even your furry friends. I saw some incredible testimonials of a dog that was hit by a car and was bleeding from every orifice and was pretty much on death's door, and the whole family took off their patches and the dog was walking again and recovered very quickly. The vet was really astounded. And it is medbed level technology in which it can help regrow missing limbs, in which there's a story of a boy. He got his hand caught in a lawnmower and he lost his fingertips, and the doctor sewed it back on, and they also bandaged over top the fingers, and then they put the patches over top that, and very quickly he started to feel feeling in those fingertips like he couldn't feel before, because they were completely dead and rotting actually. And they healed really quickly, so now he can move them and has it's really just incredible again. Just wow. I'm constantly amazed at these stories I'm hearing, and it's not like a Me Too product in which it really does everything. So weight loss, like everything that there is out there, though there are so many great products coming out there right now. And I'm seeing my friends and everyone sharing all these really great stuff. Yes, I remember Jason Bashir's from RKX in Texas. I watched every one of his videos one time. I think that was during Mortal Kombat work. I just binge watch his videos in between everything. And then after a while I was like, I don't know. I took a break from him, I guess, wanted to move on to other people and other things. But I actually haven't watched too many other people lately. Okay, so going back to the conference. So I was invited to go to this conference, not knowing anything about this kind of business or anything, really. And it was really wild. So it was just this 5-star hotel, the Hilton or something, in Dallas, Texas. And so they were celebrating 20 years in a business. So they've been around for 20 years. And that they had made over $600 million last year. And they're trending to make $1 billion this year. And they were really celebrating everybody who ranked up and helped make the company so successful. They were also celebrating that they had won the Bravo award 2 times in a row for #1 fastest growing direct marketing company in the world. So it was it was just really wild. And suddenly, like, a lot of the conference was people just coming up and being congratulated and celebrated for ranking up and achieving all this. And I was just manager, and I had the lady who invited me, is she's someone that's in the business as well, and she is like my partner in it, basically, like a business partner, I guess you call her. Upline, there we go, that's the word I was looking for. And so she was a cardiac nurse full time, and then the scamdemic happened, and she couldn't go through with it, didn't feel right within her, of course, didn't want to do that to people, and so she quit. And she says she's more successful with this company than she is as a full-time nurse. So I'm just, again, having to be careful with what I was saying. So she was really lovely as well, and she's the one that brought me out there. And they also were talking about new technology that they're bringing out, like a water machine that can also help reverse your age, like the Fountain of Youth. So that was really interesting. And Jack Hanfield was there, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And Mickey Willis was there, who did the films The Plandemic and The Great Awakening. So I was really pleased to see so many light workers and freedom fighters there with this company. Michael Jaco is also there, who's a patriot in Florida, who's done a lot of interviews with, well, I really like Alex Collier, for example. So that was really cool to see. Just like, yeah, we need a light worker company. We need something where we can all look after each other, because I absolutely cannot stand dog eat dog competition, every man for himself, step on each other to get to the top. And yeah, it's just not right. It's not the way that we're going to get through these next few years. We really have to realize our oneness. Just like I said in the Project Camelot interview, sooner or later we're going to realize that we're all one, and what we do to one, we do to each other. So that's what I love about this company, is it's more about other people's success is your success, and your success is other people's success. And just lifting up your friends and family first to help get to the top. And this company, they ended up exploding and doing really well in 2019, which is when the pandemic started, but that's when they released X39, the one that reverses your age and rejuvenates your stem cells, so that your body can repair and heal. Because, you know, we are bombarded with toxins, and so the inventor of the patches, he has over 180 patents, by the way, which you can't get a patent unless it does what it says it's gonna do, right? So that's some more merit and credibility there. But anyway, he says he's also very spiritual, conscious, aware, switched on, and also very really Christian too. So this company has a lot of Christians in it as well, and it's beautiful watching everyone come together and work together. But so he doesn't take any credit for himself. He says it's all credit to God, and he also is very much inspired by Nikola Tesla. This guy's got so many inventions constantly. Like, I'm just like kind of blown away by him. Yeah, so he says he came up with the idea of X39 and age reversal by studying the Bible and realizing that there were codes in the Bible that were helped him realize that we're not meant to get like age the way we are. We're meant to live a lot longer. And so Moses and Methuselah, for example, lived to 900 years of age. And I've always felt that we were meant to live a lot longer. I mean, I am actually wearing, or is it, here it is, the ringing cedar pendant. If you guys remember in the books, Anastasia's grandfathers, they lived to 400, 500 years of age. So this is something that we can still do and is achievable. I remember talking about this way back then too, that we're meant to live a lot longer. So that really, I don't know, clicked for me and resonated with me. And then there's also accounts in the 60s. I don't know if you guys heard this story, but they found people that were living to 400, 500 years of age. And then they started nuclear testing, and they shortened their lifespan down to 80. So we can live a lot longer. The problem is that with all these toxins that we're being bombarded with, is shortening our life and also making us our body break down and being feeble as we get older. And I feel, particularly as I get older, this determination to be younger, stronger, and healthier. Um, Particularly because when you're younger, you take it for granted. You do. You just think you're always going to feel that way. And then you reach, like I reached 40 and I was like, oh, I can't heal my back as quickly as I could before. I used to just go to the chiro or do a few stretches and that'd be fine. And it would be back to how it was. But no, it was really frustrating and annoying. I'm like, I refuse to accept this. So I get really inspired when I see posts about just like people in their 80s, for example, and one is in a retirement center, hunched down, full of medication, and in a wheelchair, and then another is really, has some nice muscles and like flexing and very fit and healthy, basically. And it really is a choice how we want to age. And there's just so many pitfalls and traps right now. It's just to kind of, have us dependent off of this sick system. So that's also something I really like about this company, and what they're doing is it's all natural. Stem cells is all, it's not injections. Nothing's being injected in your body. It's a non-transdermal photolight therapy technology. That's a tongue twister. Blah. And so it really is just using your own body, like your own biofield of energy. So the future of healing and medicine is supposed to be, and was always, frequency, and energy and light, right? So our mentor David Schmidt's like, let there be light, right? There's codes to these kind of things. So anyway, I was very impressed by that as well too. And so we're seeing with these patches, people who are older, in their 70s or 80s, are literally reversing their age. My mom is reversing her age while wearing these patches. Her original hair color is coming back and thicker. Her wrinkles are going away. I'm being told the same thing. I had this line in my forehead that was driving me crazy. I'm like, I can't do a video. I see it and it's bothering me. And I couldn't do bangs, and that might be one of you guys messaging me on Facebook. Remember, if you want to get the patches from me, I will send you my purchasing link, as well as a bit more information about the patches and how they work, as well as a bit about the opportunity and being able to travel with me as well. Yeah, message me either via email or on Facebook. There's many different profiles, but the main one I use is the one where I'm wearing a sexy red dress. And yeah, so that's me again, very proud of my body, showing it off as losing weight. So let's see here. Where was I going? So the conference, freedom fighters were there. What else was I gonna say? RFK Jr. is also wearing these patches. Hey, be gentle. Stop it. He's so little. They're being rough with each other. I always have to babysit, and Peach always has to babysit. And where's Mom? Mom's taking a break and hiding from you because she doesn't want her nipples being bitten. Yeah. Side tangent. Yeah, so RFK is wearing them, and actually, the Bible about night and day. Well, it's about so many different things. It's coded. It's not exactly as we are, we're conditioned to think a certain way about the Bible, and we take it very literal. I'm not going to talk too much about that, about the Bible and my thoughts on it. I've done videos before where I've gotten into it a little bit. But yeah, so anyway, RFK Jr., I'm going to go into my thoughts on the politics and everything going on too, particularly because I'm in Canada, and I'm sure you guys are hearing what's going on with Canada. He's wearing them, and he actually asked, RFK asked the inventor of the patches, the company, I'm just saying this, I'm being vague right now, I don't want to say the name of the company right now. I could, but I don't know. I prefer to kind of be like, come to me for the information kind of a thing. And I guess that's, yeah, I'd rather just me being able to share with you guys, because there's so much stuff from other people, I guess, so you can, and then they're also trying to, there's just a lot of things going on whenever you try to give something good in the world, to try to attack it. And yeah, so hello from the UK. Welcome. I don't know your name, I just see you as NW8000. So anyway, RFK approached David and said, I would like to have you on the board of Maha. And David just politely declined because even though he was flattered, he felt his focus was with the company and all the projects and things that he wanted to do. So anyway, don't appreciate you trying to already discredit things that I'm saying right now. I'm not new here, so if you continue, I'll have to block you, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, what else was I gonna say? Anyway, not right now, okay? We'll talk about it later. Okay, so also, it was just very different, very, very unique. There's just so many people there. And then there were like these private concerts as well. So we had a private drone show, I remember. And then there was, suddenly we were front row center with the original Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, as well as Gwen Stefani and Maroon 5. Now, I'm not a fan of these people. I would never go to their concerts or anything like that, but it was, I guess, a surprise and for everybody, and to thank them for everything that they've done. Yeah, so that was also something like just it's not my typical thing or a comfort zone. I'm not someone to attend. Actually, I haven't really been to very many concerts, if any, except Jewel, pretty much now. That's the only concert I've ever really been to. And then, what else was I gonna say? Then from there, I went to Florida, and I met up with some family out there, Soul Family, and they also, oh gosh, I'm forgetting what I was wanting to say. If you have any questions, let me know. I have to scroll up and read all these questions too. It's just, I don't know why people have to come here and trying to throw me off and discredit everything I'm saying, because they have not lived with what I've lived with my mom, and had to deal with that kind of suffering and that kind of hopelessness, feeling that nothing can help, and then you find something that does. And so anyway, yeah, so Florida, I met up with some friends, and I went swimming with the manatees because it's something I've always wanted to do. And they're just so magical. Like, people in Florida, you're so lucky to have manatees. I don't know why you're not all swimming with manatees out there 24/7. And I find it funny that we can't touch them, but they can touch us, and they do. They come up and they're so curious and they're so sweet. And if you haven't swam with manatees, I also highly recommend it. Yeah, I also ended up going to Universal Studios for the first time ever. And yeah, so I can't follow some of these questions and comments here. And then I went to Mexico. Can I share a little bit more of my experience in the patch? My personal experience about the weight that I've lost. Okay, so I don't know, because you probably came in late, so I guess I'll just repeat a little bit. Sorry, oh, you're talking about RFK. I thought you were talking about the inventor of the patches. So, okay, I can talk about that. Then I'm just gonna quickly go there then, because it was throwing me off while I was trying to share things. I'm not necessarily saying that I am a fan of Trump and RFK. I do think, of course, it's great that they won instead of Kamala. Um, Lesser of two evils, but it's still evil. And truth is like an onion, and there's many layers to it. So I've never been one to subscribe to a leader having to save us, or just this savior complex that we've been heavily conditioned towards, such as like, well, we have the same thing in Canada. Trudeau is the bad guy, and Pierre Poilievre is the good guy. But however, they both are with the WEF. And so, I mean, it's the same thing with the States, with all the countries of the world. They just kind of play and set us up this way. And there was a time where Trudeau was considered the good guy, and the other guy before him was the bad guy. And he was saying everything everyone wanted to hear. And oh, he's young. And oh, he wants us to, legalize weed and all these things, right? That's what they always do. I just can't stand that these, and it's necessary in the way to help people wake up and realize, two different wings of the same bird, right? And what's more important for us to ask ourselves is, who is behind the puppets, right? Who is the puppet master? And regardless of whether, it seems like we're being set up or a trap or whatever, I do feel that whatever is going to happen is going to happen to help awaken us. And it's all a part of the awakening process. So everybody who is a public figure, or is seemed or put out there as like a savior or a good guy, is there for a reason, is there because they have a certain part to play, a certain agenda, and no one's coming to save us. We're here to save ourselves. I firmly believe that we're the only ones that can save ourselves, because it's so easy as a public figure to trick others, to, like, you can't be a public figure and be successful in a lot of ways, because they will do what they can to bribe you, blackmail you, duplicate you. I know how to, I worked on one of the companies, we did a very detailed recreation of a Martin Luther King Jr. speech, and we made it happen as if it was going on today, and you wouldn't be able to tell, that it took place in the 60s. This is how amazing technology is, that we can convince people. So we don't know what we're seeing is actually real, or CG, or AI. We're struggling with that a lot now, posts that we're seeing online. Well, is this real or is this AI, right? So that's also something that, with everything going on, this is all to reveal and awaken people. So, yes, this is, and I think you guys all feel the same way as well. But if you have your thoughts or questions about it, it's Polytrix, and or politics, as I used to call it as well. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I see about it. And I keep thinking that with talking with our star family, that they say, like, if we came in and saved you, because of, always we think about, oh, aliens will come and save us, right? And make everything right. Well, if they did that, then that's no different than constantly cleaning up your children's room when they keep messing it, right? We just have no accountability. We don't step into our power, and we just enable ourselves in the future, realizing, well, if someone else can save us, we can't save ourselves. And I still, like, you've heard me say this several times, that God has more faith in us than we have in ourselves. So yeah, that's let's see here, near Warsaw, Poland. Here, lived in Australia for 28 years. I followed you since Project Camelot days. That's just wild. You know what? So many of you now, like, even ones that I've lost track with, are reaching out to me after all these years, and just said, well, I felt inspired to check in on you and see what you're doing, and I feel really called to work with you with these patches. Or it's just wild. It's like, is that how we were, like, I know we're supposed to all meet with each other. Every one of you who feel compelled to be to me since my Project Camelot days, that's not by accident. There's some connection. We have some work we have to do with each other in the future. And I just love that. I'm so fascinated by it and curious to see how the universe is going to take care of that and the details. Um, so I look forward to meeting you in person, however that's going to be. I've had even someone reach out to me all the way in New Zealand, and also got the patches from me as well and wants to work with me in this way. And the beautiful thing with this company is it's in over 80 countries. And I even remember talking about my mother's migraines and her suffering with that back in the Project Camelot days. So you guys know that I'm not lying about that and what I've had to endure with her suffering. And yeah, I did put the video, the original Project Camelot, not the original one, because that one got deleted during the great censoring time on YouTube and from Carrie. And so I ended up making a copy of it and putting it on my wall. But side tangent about Carrie, I understand that she may have lost her house in the fire. She doesn't know yet in the forest fire, we all know. Because no forest, no trees really burned down, but the houses did. So she's actually still waiting to find out if her place was burned down or not, which is kind of wild that she wouldn't be able to know that yet. And they just had everyone evacuate in the middle of the night. I remember coming across something about over 100 celebrity homes were gone, were lost during that fire, but conveniently, not one of them were at home at the time, and nor were their families, and nor were their furry friends. Meanwhile, other people, no such luck. So, I don't know, what are the odds, right? That they didn't know about that, or that they didn't choose to sacrifice their home. Again, I'm going to be careful with what I say. Hey, you can't go there, puppy. Come here, bear. Come here. Come say hi. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. Wandering around everywhere, and it's okay. Oh, he's crying. So yes, so someone who wanted me to talk about what the patches have done for me again. I lost a lot of weight. I made a bunch of bikini videos because I was so proud of it. I was 188 and I went down to 166 and I'm still dropping. I'm not burning anymore. I'm a lot better with managing my emotions because particularly at a certain time of the month, I can be at the mercy of my emotions and in a lot of pain during that time as well with the cramps. And these patches have really helped significantly with that. And I don't struggle with mental health, but I've seen them do wonders with people who do have mental health problems. So anxiety, depression, and PTSD, and all these kind of things. The way they help you with your emotions is they almost like they slow it down, and they help you to be more objective. Like I can see the emotions projected like a screen outside of me, and it can be objected to it. I don't have to take it personally. It's really, really interesting and nice, particularly when you're an empath and you feel so much all the time. Hello, little Teddy. Come say hi. Come say hi to people who didn't come see before. This is little tiny Teddy, so he is really, really small compared to the other ones. And then there's Daisy Rose has come to say hi. And then there's Bear. Everyone's coming now. Really. Come here. Yep. Size comparison. Here you go. See? Tiny Teddy and Bear. And then, okay, Daisy Rose. Peachy, come here. And then Daisy Rose. Oh, I know you guys are squigglies. You're squigglies. Excuse me. Hey, no fighting. Hey, no politics. No politics. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear who did what. Okay, I'll put you down. Okay. So Daisy Rose is going to my brother and sister-in-law in Calgary. They're toy poodles. And I don't know why this one's red. The parents are both white. And they'll be about they go to about 8 pounds as adults. And so, okay, go on, Daisy Rose. I'm still looking for homes for these 2 boys. But, yes, so Bear and Tiny Teddy. I don't know. So this one, I think the father has teacups in his genes. That's why he's so tiny compared to Bear, who's a sweetheart. Yeah. So I'm actually going to do a road trip to Calgary to drop off Daisy Rose to my brother and sister-in-law. But yeah, it's been a lot of work looking after these babies. And I have another dog here that is not the mother, who has been looking after uh, them and helping. She's Auntie Peach. So yeah, these are the puppies. And I was saying earlier that I have 6 cats in the house and 5 dogs. So they're all tiny puppies though, but they're still quite a bit of work. Here we go. Come here, Peachy. Oh, you want to stay here? Okay. This one is going to stick in my cleavage then, because he'd... Yeah, I know. So I used to do this with my orange cat too. And then I'd have this orange hair sticking out of my cleavage and I'd be like, what? I'm Scottish. So, hey, it's okay. Yeah. So, where were we? What are we talking about? Mom is 79 with chronic arthritis. Can the patch relieve her pain? Yes, it does wonders for arthritis. Like, it helps with everything. It doesn't matter what you have, how long you've had it, or who you are, what age you are. And it also helps with animals too. It's just given enough time, right? So I shared about the dog that got hit by the car and he was bleeding from every orifice. And then a whole family patched him. And that dog recovered really quickly. And the vet was astounded how he was already walking. Are you going to bite my finger? You have to be gentle, though. We got to teach you to be gentle. Oh, you bit my chin. You bit my chin. You love dogs always. Yeah, I love dogs. I just love furry. I love animals in general, all of them. So, you have to learn to be gentle. You know what you do when they bite too hard is you get them to bite themselves. Or you can bite them back too. Okay, come here. You're going to bite your own paw and you're going to see that hurts. That's too hard. That's too hard. Oh, he's smart. He won't let me bite his. He knows. No, you're going to bite your paw. There we go. There we go. Learning. So yes. So you're going to be good for this interview or do I have to put you down? So yes, the patches are wonderful for that, but they'll also help reverse the age. And like I said, it will strengthen the bones as well, like for my mom when she took a deadly fall. So what happened was she, for some strange reason, I don't know why, she's washing her feet in the sink. And why would you wash your feet in your sink still? Seriously. Anyway, she fell and she hit the elevated concrete on the shower. And she hit her spine and her tailbone. And she was in so much pain and it was really badly bruised. I actually wasn't there when it happened and she told me about it and I came back the next day and I didn't see any bruises on her and she's like, I had a really big one, I swear. I'm like, well, I don't know what to say, Mom. I don't see anything. And so that was really incredible. And so basically what I was saying earlier as well, so I guess I'm repeating, is when you're 70 or in that around those ages, 70, 80, 90, when you fall, you break your hip, you get pneumonia and you die. And that's because your bones are so brittle. And so when you are in your 30s, 36 or so 35, your body makes 60% less stem cells. And then the older you get, they make less and less. And that's why we start to feel tired, sore, and old and break down. So by your time you're in your 70s, you have like only 10% left. Now they're dormant, so they can come back, but they just they get put to sleep with all the toxins that we're bombarded with. And oh, you're a little monkey. Oh, you're a little monkey. I know. So yeah, so that's what they did for her. She recovered very quickly. The bruises disappeared pretty much overnight. And I remember being like, I don't know what to think about that. That's very strange. But then me loving to swim and being a water baby, I jumped off a dock shortly after and ended up hitting something really hard in the water. And I also got a big bruise on my leg and that ended up going away really quickly. And then I had a friend too that got patched with my mom and I at the same time. We both noticed something instantly. We noticed it communicating the patch to our body. It's really incredible, like photo light therapy, like infrared saunas basically is how it works, but more with your own biofield and with your own your own stem cells, not injected from any like where other places do injections and people spend lots of money on that, and it's not guaranteed to work. And you can have complications, and it is illegal in North America. And also, where they're getting these stem cells is unethical. Young kids without their consent. So this is our own body doing that and healing us. It's not the patches. The patches just help us to be able to do that. Hey, hey, and yeah. You can again message me if you're interested in getting the patches for yourself or for your loved ones. And you can message me on email, jessicamystic@gmail.com, or my Facebook, where I'm wearing a red sexy dress is the main one. And I have to look into those other profiles and try to find a way to get in touch with everyone who's trying to contact me out there too. But yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. If there's anything else, like I said, they did also help her with her Alzheimer's and being able to remember. She's not just remembering all of her plants and the Latin names, but she's also remembering like childhood memories. Like a friend in her teen years, she's like, "Do you think you can find her and contact?" I'm like, "I'll try." So it's pretty interesting of all these memories coming back when she's a kid and things like that. Again, that's how it's supposed to be. No growling at each other. Come on. Peach, you be a good auntie. Come on. Come say hi. Almost like I'm going to just grab her and show you. Oh, it's okay. Okay. There we go. This is Peach. Auntie Peach. Yeah, I know. It's strange. It's strange being an auntie, right? There's a lot of work. You don't get to sleep. Okay, good night. I know it's late for you in England. I should try to do them earlier if I can. Yes. Almost if the patches are what while waking up are prompting healing properties that lay dormant. Yes, exactly. They are waking up the healing properties within us that are dormant. And again, our body's supposed to do that naturally. Hi, Mama Blossom. Hi, Mama Blossom. You want to come say hi too? Do you want to come say hi? Trying to do a video with all the fur babies. Little one, you okay? Yeah. So she's now just checking in on him. And the cats, I guess they're out today, so you won't get to see them for this video. What else would you like me to say about the patches? What else can I share as well? There's so much. I can just go on and on about them. There's so many incredible testimonials. I also like to share a video with Stu Peters, who is also promoting and sharing the patches. He just did this interview with this 20-year-old kid who got in a car accident so bad that he was brain dead and paralyzed. And his mother patched him, and he recovered really quickly to the point that he now is able to do everything he was able to do before the accident, like as if it never happened. And he was pretty much on death's door. So this is just to give you an idea of how quickly you can heal and repair. And this is, again, a kind of medbed level technology that the medbeds claim to be able to do, as well as helping missing limbs grow back, which is something that we can see the patches have been able to do as well too. Or help your body to be able to do would be better, because they're not curing or treating anything. They're able to just get your body to do it. Again, it could always do it. It has this amazing intelligence to it, and nothing's going into your body with these patches. It's so you don't have, there's no drugs or any, it doesn't interfere with any drugs or medication as well, or supplements. Poland. I love Poland. I went there long ago. I am Polish, as you probably know. They just, I love pierogies, and they just have the best pierogies there. And I love how they have like gnomes everywhere. I would try to say where I went, but I'll probably just butcher the pronunciation. So I am traveling again. I am looking to go to Europe again. I might be going to Portugal again. I did win the trip to all expenses for Mexico with the company. They give away 4 trips a year, all expenses. So that's again like a motivation for me to come and share with you guys about it, because so we can travel together, you can work with me, I get to train you as well with the patches. And really what you do is just you purchase whatever kind of package you want to start with, and then you try them and have your own miracle. And then once you try them and have your experience with them, or for yourself or for your loved ones, then you can decide if you want to do the business side. And the business side is just sharing them with other people that you care about, that you think could benefit from them, and then are maybe also looking to to supplement your income, because yeah, things are getting more expensive, particularly in Canada. So the company is in the patches are in American US dollars, and it's a lot in Canadian. So it's $3 a day American, which is six Canadian dollars a day. So 100 a month for a month's supply per person. That's about 200 Canadian, right? So it's pretty much double, but it's absolutely worth it considering all the money Mom and I have spent on chiros, acupressure, naturopaths, and all these different kind of healing devices. I got into the iTerahertz wand right before we found the patches, and I remember my mom having such a bad migraine. At 2 a.m., I wanded her for 2.5 hours. Oh my gosh, my arm was killing me. But I just didn't, she had just, it was so bad, the migraine. It was level 10 in the scale of 1 to 10 pain level. And 2.5 hours, I brought the pain down to an 8. And then I woke up at 11, and I came and I wanded her again for another 2.5 hours, and the pain went down to a 5. And then a few days later, it just went back up to a 10 again. And so it was just, oh my goodness, just all the things. So now we just don't have to worry about that. Mom can even work now if she wants. So we're saving all this money, thinking about, in the States, people have to spend so much money on medical treatment, and right, it's just pretty brutal there. So you end up saving a lot, and also helping with like surgeries, your teeth, not needing surgeries anymore, or recovering quickly from surgeries. And yeah, I could go on and on. Portugal is very far away, but when alphabetically listed, Poland and Portugal are next to each other. Yes, true. I mean, in that way. Have to go back. That's what it looks like they're gonna do. And then I'm also probably going to India soon too. You guys are the first to hear about that. Got some projects out there, Goa, and I'll be going in March. And yeah, I will see about going back to Portugal. So there's a bunch of really neat cruises now that you can just literally go anywhere, 15, 20 days. And then one way they just kind of drop you off and leave you in places, like this one that my friend wants me to go on. I think it's like you get dropped off in Rome, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to Rome, even though I haven't been to Italy. And I don't like the Catholic stuff. So there's other maybe areas I could jump to in Italy instead. But yeah, we'll see. It's nice that the patches allow me to travel so freely now, and just kind of live how I'm supposed to, and share my message. And there is also in the works for me to be doing workshops and retreats again. So I'll keep you posted on that. I am also planning on reading Bringers of the Dawn out loud for you guys, because I felt very inspired to do that. I don't know what's going to happen with Canada and the tariffs, and if we're going to become a 51st state. I think it's yeah, I mean, I love the States. I've always wanted to be an American, but in this way, I'm wondering, like, what's the catch? Because I know the WHO wants us to be, all together. So I think they want to include Greenland and Mexico as well. So and then I remember the Marrow, but also Edgar Casey said the same thing, that this was going to be our future. And so is that part of it, to dissolve these imaginary lines, or is this more for control and smart cities and all these kind of things? I honestly don't feel like we came to the planet to be basically what the Agenda 30 says is going to they want to do to us, and live that way. I think that we did not come here for that. We came here to facilitate the death of an old world and birth a new earth, heaven on earth. And I do believe we're going to see that in this lifetime, and we're also going to be living a lot longer in this lifetime. All these things are going to be revealed to us. And yes, it's like, that's why I say it's like, it's an exciting time to be alive. That's how I can see how my guides say it's an exciting time to be alive, even though like, there's a funny meme I shared of, oh yeah, it's just a ride. Your guides say, don't worry. And then like the ride, it's like a roller coaster on fire. And it's like, yeah, it's all good. No, it's an interesting choice for exciting time because it, yeah, all these uncertainties all the time. And so there's only so many things we can do individually, you know, as we're trying to fight and help wake up a lot of people. Yeah, North America, that's right. Canada and Mexico is considered to be a part of North America, and then Central America and South America. But what's Greenland? How is Greenland connected to it, right? Technically, we're so close, we could include Russia as well. So I still want to get out to Russia at some point. We'll see with the politics happening there. And yeah, I just also want to see these wars stopped. I can't stand these just innocent people suffering like this, and this, how our tax dollars are going to bomb innocent people overseas and kill so many. Again, this is just, it's hard. It really is. It breaks my heart every time I hear about these things happening. And then all these attacks happening too, all these fires, all the floods all over the world that are happening that don't always get the coverage, or what's been still going on in North Carolina. So from a hurricane, even though they're 2,000 meters above sea level, or like they're up on a mountain and they're far away from the coast, to being frozen, to being now burned. I believe they're burning it now. So it's just all these atrocities, all these things. And then I just think that we can stop this. We can, just like if we all meditate together, we can decrease the crime rate in Detroit, Michigan. We can do the same thing here. With everything that's going on, like we can deactivate these weapons. We can clean the chemicals. Like there are more and more people that are now trying to reach the pilots of that are flying over their town constantly and spraying all kinds of nasty chemicals that are giving the bees Alzheimer's, and it's very upsetting. And frustrating, and but then people are calling them out and trying to hold them accountable. In Canada, we're trying to save our ostriches, or trying to kill all the chickens, and oh, now it's the bird flu and this and that, and it really is, they're just, you know, they've lost. They're just like kicking and screaming now, and just like, hey, Blossom, that dog knows you're there. It's fine. You said your point to it. Okay, yeah, come say hi. Come say hi. Blossom, it's okay. They don't usually bark. On occasion, they'll do that. Are you the best girl? Are you the best girl I've ever seen? Yes. Did you make beautiful babies? Did you make beautiful babies? Do they drive you crazy now, biting your boobs all the time? Yeah? Yeah? Come here. Come here, lovely. Come here, let them see you. They saw your babies, but they haven't seen you yet. And here's Blossom. Blossom and Auntie Peach. So this is the mama. So you can see, poor little thing. Hey, Peach. Don't want to hear that. Anyway. Okay, I'll let you down if you're going to be upset about it, Peach. So yeah, I guess we'll see what's going to happen. There's some things that we can control and shift, and there's some things that we're just meant to kind of experience and go through for the awakening process. I don't know. I'm not worried. I just still feel like we will know what we need to do, and we need to do it. And I constantly get that confirmation also from the Star family, that because it's impossible to prepare for the future and all the things that can happen, you just can't possibly predict it. and prepare for all those things. All you can do is be present in the moment and intuitively know what you need to do when you need to do it. And whatever situation you're going through, let the universe take care of that. Hello from Finland. I had actually, okay, side tangent here. Recently I had a friend come visit me, and when I was a kid, I didn't have any friends my own age. I looked after a lot of toddlers. I was the neighborhood babysitter in the town, and also small town. And I also mainly had animals as my friends, and then trees, as you know too, because I often talk about my connection with trees. And yeah, so I only had one friend, and they were from when I was 16, and it was a foreign exchange student from Finland. And I haven't seen her all these years. And her name was also Jessica. And she recently came back to Canada, and we reunited, and that was pretty wild. So she invited me out to Finland too. I'm really curious about meeting the natives that you guys have there in the north, far north. They're it's just, I'm trying to remember what they're called. They start with an S. You know who I'm talking about. But yes, I'd like to. At some point, I'll plan to get out there as well too. So it's so neat to have you all connect with me. So maybe I'll do an evening live next time. But this is recorded, so you can watch it later with whatever you aren't able to watch because it's so late for you guys out there. But yeah, I'm just updating you guys on everything. What else? So even just like with shifts happening, earth changes, I feel like we will be guided and intuitively know what we need to do and leave if we need to, or decrease the intensity of these disasters. But we are situated where we are all over the world for a reason, and we are acupuncturing the planet with our light and our frequency, and creating a Morse code to the stars, as above so below. And yeah, so it's interesting though, because it'd be great if we all could like live together, right? But we're scattered, and again, it's strategic. It's done for a reason that way, so we can hold our light and anchor it where we are. And yeah, and just not to be afraid, not to fall into there. You constantly want us to be afraid and get our reaction, and constantly stuff with celebrities. Like, who cares? Like, I just want them all exposed, and for us to get into being our giving our power back and living in sovereignty and focusing on things that really matter. And then all this crap and noise. But again, that's part of when a system is dying, it makes a lot of noise, right? When when a wounded wolf, we can say, is backed into a corner, it's very vicious and lashing out everyone and making just a lot of noise and a lot of problems, because it knows that it's at the end. So I know you guys can feel it. Do you guys feel it like I feel it? How are you guys feeling about everything right now in the world? I want to hear from you guys too. Yeah, it's still like, it's so neat to see so many people waking up. I keep thinking about like before the scamdemic, being awake all this time, like during the Project Camel interview, and not being swayed or just nervous that there is not so many people, that I could just speak to people and they would speak to that part of them that knew what was really going on. So it wasn't really, I didn't really struggle with people who were not were badly brainwashed by the Matrix, except maybe my brother. My oldest brother is the one that lives in Germany. He probably gave me the hardest time and made me feel like I was crazy and stuff like that. But I knew I wasn't. But so I know that a lot of you though had to deal with that, because you were not in an awake family, or you most often are the only one in the family that is let's say the black sheep. But I can tell you that one of your parents was also, you know, a starseed like you, as well as your grandparents, and it does like just keep continuing on through generation. You know, you are the accumulation of the dreams of generations. And so So what are you noticing out in the UK right now? Too much greed. Ugh, greed's gross. That's the other thing I want to say about the meek inheriting the earth. I think what that means is that the humble, the teachable, the people who are not corrupted by large sums of money, they won't use it for excessive luxury, or things that will harm the planet. There are so many amazing things coming out right now to help the planet and everyone here. Um, Mind you, they're still being repressed, but that will change more and more. And I do feel there's going to be a wealth transfer in which wealth herself, if we can think of her as an entity, has been held captive and pimped out basically to destroy the world. And she doesn't want that. She knows that at some point she will be working with the light workers and the star seeds, and that wealth transfer will be given to us to be able to heal the world with it, use that resource in that way. Then probably eventually we'll do away with money. But this is something that's going to, very likely we're going to see for this year in 2025. I'm very excited about 2025 because 2025 for me feels like where we're able to manifest things a lot easier, particularly for the light workers and the stars. They'll just be more and more empowered as I'm seeing. Like I remember again, people not being awake, and because a majority were not awake before the pandemic, they were it's hard because the majority rule makes these decisions of everything, and you're just forced to go along with it because you're the one person who's awake and knows that it's no good. Like it's just forcing you off a cliff kind of a thing. Or I'd sometimes describe it like being tied to a chair, forced to watch a train wreck in slow motion, right? Well, there's so many winter storms. Like think about all the winter storms that we've had. Like we are literally witnessing the collapse of linearity existence. How everything we think we know, because people are just, not only are they being woken up to all the evils in the world, but they're waking up also to their potential, and the that there's so much that we can't see. So more and more of that we'll be able to see, like other realms and other beings, and our parallel selves are also imploding into one. That's this idea of a higher self, is that part of ourself that is not stuck in the time and space trap that we are in right now, or in linearity. It exists in non-linearity. That's why dreams are so hard for people to understand or even remember, because they're in the non-linearity language. So when we go more into exploring non-linearity, and embracing ourselves and our potential, then it just is a natural transition to learn that language, decode that language, like the language of light. And again, you came here for this, so remember that we have all these sort of triggers that are set to happen at certain points in our life to help us to do what we came here to do. Because everything that's happened to us, and I've said this a lot to you guys, is shaping and molding us into the person we need to be to do what we came here to do. And you guys still don't even know yet what you're capable of. You don't know yet why you guys were drawn to me so long ago. And to be honest, I don't know fully it either. I just know that ever since I can remember, I've had this connection with people. I've had it's just kind of wild. Like when I was young, people would come to me and tell me things I never told anyone before, because they knew that I would understand, that I wouldn't judge. And they seem to know me, and they seem to know me in the future and what I'd be doing, and before I even knew. So I just think that life is just so trippy and so neat, like of a journey that we just can't. Yeah, parallel lives, parallel selves. I'm losing my voice just a second. I need to have some water. So you're feeling this buzz of people waking up, and like in England too, what's so neat is there are people that are constantly dismantling the cameras everywhere, and destroying the 5G towers. That's a big thing happening in Europe too. And so like that's the thing. The people are like, no, we're not gonna take this tyranny bullshit anymore. We have a choice. We always have a choice. We're not, I can't stand how they constantly want us to think that we're screwed. And they wanted us to also, they want the information of the Agenda 2030 to get out to the light workers and the star seeds. Again, it's the same thing with actually the Project Camelot interview. How it even came about, I don't know if you guys know that, but I think I'm going to tell you. This is going to be a long video this time, but it's been overdue. I haven't done a live in several months, and I'm really, really bad with that because I'm not someone that can be held to just doing things constantly for content's sake. I'm just spontaneous and I go by what I feel intuitively with you guys of when we need to connect. But do you guys know how that Project Camelot interview came about? So aside from just doing videos online, and then I think you guys know that people felt inspired to bring me to their country, and they said, I'll pay for everything, just kind of show up. So there was someone who felt inspired to bring me out to Australia to attend the Nexus conference, and Project Hamlet was there, the Crystal Skulls were there, Mitchell Hedge won, and then there was also Leonard Snitten, who is the editor of the Bringing Cedars of Russia. And then there was also these people that were doing orgasmic childbirth training and all these just really cool people. So finally I was like, oh I was surrounded by all the like light workers and my soul family that I was looking for. So I just started pouring out all this information. Whereas before my 9-to-5 jobs, when I was working in animation, I was freaking people out because I was so psychic at that time and intuitive, and I was just knew all these things that were going on in people's personal lives and was freaking them out. And I know that's not the place, of course, to share those things, and I just would pour it out. Here in this conference, I was able to share things, and it was just pouring out of me, and people were like, oh my goodness, they were constantly going to Carrie and say, you got to interview this girl, you got to interview this girl. And Carrie's like, who is this girl I keep hearing so much about? And then they were doing their presentation at this conference. Sorry, I'm playing with the camera and shaking it. And while they were doing their presentation, I remember, I think it was Bill Deagle, and he was talking about some really horrible, scary things to happen in our near future. I think at the time, it was 2007 when I was in Australia, I think. Really bad with dates and times and things like that. I think it was my 24th birthday when I did the Project Camelot interview. But anyway, so during their interview, they were talking about, or their conference, they were talking about playing this recording of Bill Deagle saying that in 2010 or something, there would be all this destruction and doom and gloom. And I was sitting listening to this, and my body had all these electric jolts come through me, and I was like, oh my gosh, these people are psychic and sensitive, and they're visualizing this, and they could be manifesting this as a future reality. And Project Camelot should know this, that they shouldn't do something like this to these kind of people, that they should be conscientious of their message. And I had that feeling so strongly, but I wasn't going to stand up. But I guess you could say my guides forced me up with these electric currents through my body, like being volted. And so they almost like forced me, I stood up, and they kind of forced me to walk up right to her on stage and Bill. And they're like, yes, and can I help you? And I basically told them the same thing I'm telling you now, that you shouldn't be saying things like this to these sensitive souls and all that. And then she's like, and who are you, little girl, to tell me this? And then she kind of dawned on her. She's like, oh, this is the girl that everyone was telling me about. And she actually still didn't want to interview me. It was Bill Ryan. Do you guys by any chance know where he is or how we can get a hold of him? He's kind of disappeared. He had more of like Project Avalon at the time, which was going towards solutions, where at that time Project Hamlet was more about problems. And so in that way, I was unique because I was talking more about the solution and how we can best help the starseeds and light workers and all of that. And yeah, I remember that he really made sure that she interviewed me. He wasn't around. Pamela Ike, David Icke's ex-wife, was the one that was doing the camera rather than Bill for my interview. And I remember she didn't want to like give me a long interview. Like most people had 3 hours, but she's like, "Oh, your interview is for kids and they have a short attention span. And so, yeah, we'll make it like under an hour." It's like, okay. And then most of the interview, she asked me questions that I did not want to talk about. I had a very specific things I wanted to discuss, which I got to finally talk about in the last like 10, 15 minutes. And that's everyone's favorite part of the interview, is as I can recall. But that's actually how it came about. And why did I bring this up now? Self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why. Because working also in the film industry and VFX and Orwellian, future scenarios, dystopian all the time. I can't stand that. And they really want us to visualize that, to manifest it, because they can't do it on their own. They need us to visualize to make it come about. So in that way, revealing their plans of our future that they want to have for us is not our true future, but they know that only we can bring that about. So it's tricking us all the time with our free will and with our power, like Anastasia talks about in the Ringing Cedars, the power of visions and imagery and so forth. And okay, let's see here. Multiple higher selves are a thing. Absolutely. Parallel selves, multiple higher selves are absolutely a thing. Um, it'll make more sense in time, but we do have, because time is an illusion, um, like past, present, and future are all existing at the same time, right? But yet we have these memories of time and these like versions of ourselves, and that's to try to find the best probability for our success and our shift and awakening. So we have to play out every possible scenario to know what works and what doesn't work. It's like that movie from the 80s. I think Matthew Broderick is a young Matthew Broderick, and it's called War Games, and it's about a computer AI that has to figure out about um, scenarios on how to win a game, but it's a war game. And he realizes that in the movie that, or the AI computer realizes that it's never going to win when it comes to war, kind of a thing, even though it plays out every possible scenario it can. So this is basically the thing that we're doing as well. And that's how creation works, that we are kind of like working like AI algorithms ourselves. They're like someone who was talking about Jason Mestiers of Archaix. He's talking about us being in an AI sim reality anyway, and he's right. We are in a sim world. Like that's why when we have a near-death experience and we take off, it's like taking off your VR helmet and seeing all your loved ones who've passed away cheering you on, like in complete admiration of you being so brave to be here and doing such, they're like, you're doing such a great job, but it's not your time, you have to go back, and with, here's all these codes and cheats as well while you go back. So when people come back from a near-death experience, they're always like completely like changed, like they're not afraid of death anymore, and they're more enlightened and conscious. And that's again because they saw the other side of the matrix. They see what's happening with the sim. So this is something that people will realize as they tap into these facets of ourself that are all fragmented. Again, like a hologram. If you cut up a hologram and you to like a bunch of tiny pieces and you take the smallest piece, it still contains the whole. So that's the same thing with us, and how we can be a tiny piece, the smallest piece, and we're looking at it and we're identifying just as the tiny piece and feeling the separation of being cut up, but inside of us we still contain the whole, right? It's still there, and it has that memory and that connection. It's just we just associate with the linearity trap that we're in. So that's also the thing, like it's a important for the cabal to have us do things that we hate, do jobs that we don't like, because that makes time go by slower. When we're in pain, time goes by slower, and then, but when we're doing something we love, or when we're with our sweetheart on the couch, I mean, time flies, and it does that because that's the truth of time. It's so you don't even pay attention to time. You're not confined by it anymore. I remember when I was doing all these writings and poetry, Um, and the Andrew Basciago interview, that back in the day when YouTube only allowed you to do 10 minutes at a time, which is why it's in segments, I remember staying up for 30 hours straight because I was so excited to do that, to share that interview with the world. And I remember not eating, not sleeping, not needing to go to the bathroom because I was in just this level within myself where I completely forgot that I had a body, and I was just downloading all this information, and it was just so incredible. And then that interview ended up getting him on Coast to Coast and millions of followers, and got him really successful. And through that, I ended up meeting and connecting with Laura Eisenhower, who we're going to do an interview soon actually as well, because I met her also when I was in Florida. And that was really neat to connect with her because we were talking online all this time, but we've never met in person. And she was, at the time when I met her, she was very sad, and she was being attacked a lot. And she's like, I really admire you for stepping down from the public circuit. She goes, I wish I could. I feel like sometimes I'm done. And I'm like, no, you have to keep going. You're doing great work. And I might come back. It seems like I'm supposed to come back because you guys are all reaching out to me too right now. And that's a landline. Old school phone. Anyway, so yeah, so however that's gonna come about, we'll see, but I know I'm supposed to be with you guys and do it with you guys, and intuitively, and again at the right time, we will know what we need to do when we need to do it. Who's in South America? Oh, are you saying Bill Ryan's in South America? I'm feeling compelled to reach out to him, so I think I will. Oh, there's a message on the phone. I'm stupid. I enjoy stupid jokes. I enjoy stupid jokes too. You know that. I'm quite immature, quite a tomboy. If humans weren't stupid or nervous, we all wouldn't be functioning. I think it's a protection mechanism. I don't think we're stupid, but we have blind spots. So that's the other thing about the time and space illusion and higher selves, is that we are all one, right? And so that's why we need each other, to be as mirrors for us to help us see what we can't see. A psychic has a hard time reading for themselves. They need other people to help them see what they can't see. And we have to be open to seeing what we can't see, right? Wanting to know our blind spots, which I've talked about before too. Comedy is slapstick. Well, I like, Monty Python, The Life of Brian, and things like that. There's so much truth also revealed in comedy too. While we're laughing, it's subconsciously waking up and planting seeds. Like, I can't watch any shows, without getting the truth of the information in there, because truth is stranger than fiction. And yeah, whew, gosh, 92 minutes. It's getting like a movie like this live. Tree, no tree. You're quoting Lord of the Rings, I think. Okay. Any other questions or any things you want to share? Thank you so much, Inner Mystic, about that information, about Bill. Just let me know. Otherwise, I think I might end the video soon. Keep the landline. I know. And same with cash. I use cash for everything too. I try to avoid card or anything, because I know they want to do that. So anyway, they are using us to manifest this as a self-fulfilling prophecy, which won't work because we're waking up to that as well. And it is like playing a 3D, 5D chess game. And we shouldn't, it's just all these things that are happening. Why are people asking, who are we and what are we capable of, that they're so afraid of us that they've had to work for thousands of years to disconnect us from our divinity? What? Come on, that's obvious. It's obvious that they know that we are hella powerful and they're hella scared of us. And why? Right? So, sooner or later, everyone's going to awaken to that. And then the reason we have awakened earlier, someone wrote on their Facebook, I think, something about why am I awake at this time? And I took it as to be awake at this time is like winning the lottery. And he was like, "Oh, I meant I was so struggling with insomnia." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well," then I mentioned about the patches and how they can help with that. But aside from that, uh, I was looking at it as just being at where we're at right now. Like our guides worked really hard to get us to where we are right now. Being able to, all the things that we've experienced, all the synchronicities, everything, again, shaped and mold us into the person we need to be to do what we came here to do. But why are we awake and others are not? Why can we see, um, the truth of what's going on and helping other people to awaken as well, where others can't? So, and we can go into like the NPC thing as well, players. Um, but it's just interesting to like I do look at it like being awake is like winning a lottery at this time. And we have been selected to be awake, volunteered, or whatever you want to call it. Worked and studied really hard on other worlds to be here at this time. Um, those worlds that we think we are from are actually like schools. Um, are where we get our PhD, our degree in a particular area that we major in, and then we bring those that understanding, that training, those skills to Earth, and we implement it here. So we have our specialty that we each come with, to awaken each other, and so being awake early, like we have, we will play a part where we are situated in our town when other people start realizing what's going on. They're going to need someone like you, like me, who will be able to help them navigate themselves through this new world that they're going to find themselves in, where if you've been living in an Alice in Wonderland backwards world where nothing makes sense, and now suddenly you're seeing things making sense, like not making I mean, it never made sense to begin with, but you know what I mean. I'm not backwards, the world is backwards, right? So and I've shared this before too. That's why live spelled backwards is evil, and lived spelled backwards is devil. To worship your whole life, to live your whole life anti-life, um destroying ourselves, destroying the planet, is what is to be worshiping of a devil without knowing. So again, we're tricked into it. And so it's an inversion, perversion reality that's going to be reversed back to what it was before. But if you've been raised in everything backwards, it's going to be like, huh? So that's why we're here to teach. And that's why one of the reasons I can tell you, I know for sure, of why so many of you are drawn to me and my videos from so long ago. And it doesn't matter how much time, like it's wild. I still have people find that interview somehow and feel called to share with me all these things, and like, why are we so drawn? It's like, wow. And I still kind of get like shy at it too, because it's just like, me, little old me, why me, right? Like, and then it's like, oh, yeah, that's right, we're powerful beings, and I can see that in other people so easily. It's funny that it's harder to see it in our own selves, right? I keep thinking, well, I love humanity. I remember the day when I fell head over heels in love with humanity. I've never really had a partner that I've been in love with. I've never had that feeling yet. Hoping to have it some points soon in my future, and still hoping to have kids at some point, even though I'm now 42. Um, but I remember the day as if it was yesterday when I fell head over heels in love with humanity. And I need to also remember that I am humanity too, and to be as loving with everyone else with myself as well, because that is key and code to activating ourselves and our abilities and our work and so forth. And again, I just find it so funny that so many people now are wanting to be viral and spiritual digital nomads and speaking in conferences, and I did all that. That happened to me way before that was even a thing. Like it just trips me out. It's like I guess I was ahead of my time in that way, paving the way. And that's also why I don't feel compelled to speak as much as I did before, because I wanted at that time everybody else to speak, whether they thought they had something to say or not, or new. I remember I was struggling with that too. I'm like, well, I'm not saying anything new. Other people have, said things like this before, but it's just the unique package that we're in, our perspective and our experience that people resonate more with. But if everyone's saying it in different ways, then we can all connect to that, right? So maybe they don't resonate with me, but they resonate with you. Or so the more we're all saying the same thing in different packages, um, then the more likely you are to get through to more people. So so yeah, I'm happy now that so many people are talking about this and making spirituality and awake almost like a trend. That's really cool. And I feel so honored to be a part of that, to be, to help pave that way and create that movement. Will be a part of it at least. It's really neat. And again, like, I think I probably will be a public figure again, whether I want to or not, whether I'm shy or not. The universe doesn't care. If I'm here to do something, I'm gonna do it. I mean, like, yeah, I thought at one point I was done, but if I'm done, then why am I still here? Right? So obviously there's more we have to do with each other. Yes, X39 is the great entry point to activating your stem cells. It is the only patch that does rejuvenate your stem cells and also reverse your age. The other patches are for very specific things that if you want to work on, rather than like you don't know what the X39 is going to do for you. Again, I was talking about the patches earlier, so if you're curious about this, and this is what I'm doing now as well. Amazing medbed level technology. Just email me or find me on Facebook wearing the red sexy dress photo. And oh gosh, I just have to laugh at myself all the time. We're funny. Yeah, I will send you more information, and I'll send you my purchasing link if you want to buy it from me and support me. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? Isn't it funny? I was when I did the Project Hamlet interview, I was 24. Now I am 42 years old. So it's just the reverse mirror of the age. So that's also kind of funny, hey? And 42 for me is also funny because it's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The meaning of life is 42. So that's where I am now. Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're flirting with me. I'll have to try to focus. Well, that is. You're 42 in April. Yeah, see, they're the early indigo crystal children, star seeds, light workers. There's so many terms for us. Yeah, I just also I want to thank you guys again for being here and supporting me, and just you being you and doing your work. I know it's really challenging for you guys and you feel alone. I'm here for you anytime, is what you don't realize. Like, even if I'm not doing live videos, you can message me anytime. I will talk with you, and like, it's just like, I'm busy, but I always make time for my soul family, particularly all of you, because yeah, I love talking with you guys. So don't be shy to message me. I've given you my email and my Facebook several times where you can find me, but I'd love to catch up with you and see where you're at and how your journey's been, and compare our parallels, and find out how we're gonna work together. I guess the patches have made me look young, because they do reverse your age. And so the longer you wear them, the more they reverse your age. So particularly for if you wear them for every month, for every decade you're alive, and I've been wearing them now for 5 months. And I have no filter or anything like that right now. Sometimes my pictures for the videos here, the cover photos, are filtered, but this one is not right now. I can't. And maybe if I could, I would, but right now, no, I don't have any filters, so I can see that I am reversing in age as well, which feels pretty cool, pretty nice. So thank you. But yeah, so I've been wearing them for about 5 months now. And 5 months in, my mom has noticed that she can now read fine print without glasses, which she doesn't need them anymore. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what you're referring to there. I think you're being funny. So If anybody has anything else to share, if you're still awake and around, I know I've talked for a while, but if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up this live, and maybe I'll do one sooner than later for you guys. And see, I'm full of surprises, right? I think I updated you on everything. What else? Mexico. I went swimming with sharks. I really wanted to swim with the sharks, and I love scuba diving, and I wanted to get into that again. And but I ran out of time to do the really deep one because you have to be more trained. Oh, landline again. And yeah, and if you have like you need 3 days of training, and then you go down like that deep, you need I think it's like 72 hours before you can fly in the air elevation because of nitrogen in the blood. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And trying to remember what else happened in Mexico. Lots of fun videos there. I'll be sharing at some point. Particularly like where I have like show off my memory of the countries of the world. Oh, it's the same guy again. Oh, anyway, I think we're good. I think if I remember anything, maybe I'll do another live. But thank you again, all of you. Please don't hesitate to contact me about the patches, or just about if you feel compelled to share with me your journey and where you're at. And yeah, and maybe make plans to meet for me to come visit you in your country. I'll let you know if I'm out in that area. And all the places I'm going to next. JessicaMystic@gmail.com. I've had that one for such a long time. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye. And on Facebook, you can find me, Jessica Schaub, SCHAB, or actually pronounced Schab. You have to hawk a phlegm. It's super hot. And I'm wearing a red dress in it. How do I close now? The live. I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe it's this. Is it still going? Do I? Huh. It is still going. Start a poll, start a Q&A. I didn't know that. Do I just hit the X? I don't know how to work technology. I suck. Even though I worked in it. Okay. Okay, I can flip the screen. That's cool. Maybe this X up here.